fresh new episode of Drug Context.
Ching ching.
Ching ching ching. Hope everyone been doing good. Hope everyone's safe. Hope everyone's healthy. Hope family's good.
Wishing love to all the peeps, all the non-peeps, all the acquaintances. We made it. 2021.
Facts. Facts. So how you been, man?
I feel like a survivor.
Yeah.
I feel like a
That's a
survivor.
great way to put it. Great way to put it.
It was not. Last time we did this officially, what it was like 2019 maybe.
Mm-hmm. Been a while.
It's been some.
Yeah.
A lot's happened in life.
It's been through a lot. Yeah. I guess everyone kind of been through a lot at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't really get much personal growth, but I would say I know how to live under crazy circumstance changes. So, we had
Yeah, we all, had to learn to adapt in our own way,
COVID.
Yeah. There's been a lot, just COVID, politics.
The world was closed.
Yeah, it was a lot. Even, the whole racial divide, there was a lot happening. A lot.
Yeah. Racial divide through through people have these lenses of what's their ideal movement, the revolution that is televised. But we had a lot of people who, on one side, really thought that they were in the right, and on the other side, who I think was fighting for a moral cause. I think they all are fighting for moral causes, but they just, But then, social media just kind of pins everybody look like bad guys. So in some way, shape, or form.
I just hope through all this that people just learn to educate themselves better. You know what I mean? Through the whole George Floyd incident, to everyone going out in the streets and fighting, I just hope that everyone just kind of just educate themselves better and approach things in a different way. I know there definitely was a lot of people who woke up through that event.
What you talking about?
There were a lot of people in the streets that wasn't even black. You know what I mean? There were just a lot of people in the streets.
We had beautiful murals of art.
There were a lot.
I seen honestly, that was actually a really good time to see people come together. There would be some of the naysayers who would like to say, well, they were rioting and they were breaking into Targets. And
just people who choose to look.
Wanted to get some.
People just choose to look at one. People just selectively choose to look at one thing that's going on. Of course,
I could selectively choose to say the Boston Tea Party. They wasted all that good tea.
Facts.
I could be that guy.
The British left their tea. Probably pissed her.
Hudson River is all like dank green and brown because of all that tea.
But yeah, it was definitely a huge moment, especially with a lot that was going on at the time when people were just out of jobs and everything that was going on with the virus. People still came out and showed support and voiced their opinion.
I agree.
And I just hope through that a lot of people just got better. I know you're never gonna see change overnight, and I know some people are ignorant and thinking you're going to see change with a snap of the finger, but it doesn't really happen that way. You know what I mean?
No. But instead, we got a daily Thanksgiving feast. Family members with family members who don't normally talk and fighting and like I said. But that was just one aspect of it.
It was a tense year.
Yeah, celebrity deaths.
Oh yeah, it was tough, man.
Let us our idols in the sky.
Yeah, there was a lot of them, man. Kobe, there was so many.
Yeah. I'm not gonna belittle any of these artists. I've seen people on both sides. If there's one thing that brought the world together during all that division and sickness and isolation, it was celebrity deaths. Like people like you would see your friend that you hate. That's probably a Trump supporter or you're a Black Lives Matter supporter, depending on how you see it. And then, but some celebrity died, and you guys were on the same post. Man, I miss that guy. Oh wait, what? It's like just like driving by and you see like.
Well,
maybe
race doesn't matter when it comes to music and art. It doesn't matter. Race,
we forget about
all
that
that,
too.
you know, hate don't matter when it comes to that stuff. You know, that stuff kind of brings us together in a way.
What really good music did we get this in from 2020? Like that you would say kind of brought the world together. What was our "This Is America" of the year?
What was "We Are the World"?
Yeah,
of 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no Michael up there. There wasn't. There was none of that. I don't know. I can't think about any "We Are the World" moment in 2020. Do you have one? I don't know. You see, the problem was a lot of people were doing a lot of online shows and stuff. You know what was really good 2020? The Versus.
The Versus?
The Versus.
I don't know who the Versus is.
The Versus battle where they had with
you're talking about Street Fight,
No, the Versus what they have with Beanie Man and
yeah, there's some. You're talking about the live.
They had
like the DJ mixes.
The Versus
is
dope.
That
has been dope.
Yeah, it would be like these Instagram like battles that you got that was going on live, and then you're just like, oh shit. Yeah. Saturday night we got what's the name, like they had Snoop Dogg against DMX or some shit like that.
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah, no, that was actually kind of good. It was these weird underground, and it was funny because people would kind of like nag like, oh wait, I don't see any COVID. There's no social distancing happening.
Well, they're in someone's house, and it is what it is.
Right. But yeah, no, that was good. We had a lot of that.
The Versus was really good. Other than that, music-wise, I can't really think about anything so.
I can't tell you anything more that I've heard than the weekend.
Huge.
We watched the Super Bowl. Mind you, like I said, this is 2021 when you're watching this.
Super Bowl is boring to me. I'm sorry.
It was fun for me.
Well, of course, you're a Brady fan.
Oh yeah, I mean that's 20 years of Joe Montana, man, or getting to see your football star. Like
I respect the guy. I'm not a fan, but I respect him.
It's the Undertaker of wrestling.
Dude, history.
That's how I see. It's the Undertaker wrestling. Except there's a lot of haters out there too.
He made history for sure. I respect him.
Yeah. Cheers to 7. To me, you get 7 more.
No. Never. That's it. He's done.
But I would say
hats off to Brady.
Hats off to Brady, and I'm sorry about Pat Mahomes.
He's young. I mean.
You ain't gonna forget that though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He's young. It only could make him hungrier. It only could make him better. You know what I mean? That's why it's good that he went through this while he's still young.
I was saying that this is gonna be his Brady perfect loss game. This was kind of their perfect loss. That you get that chip on your shoulder, and then you're just like a fucking Terminator when that comes. There's nothing else because you will never want to experience that kind of embarrassment. And he was fucking humble as shit about that. Yeah. Honestly, I seen Brady be a complete bitch, and then just not even go and greet the guys.
Was he humble, bro? This is the least humble Brady I've ever seen. The dude was drunk, throwing trophies. He wasn't humble. What are you talking about?
I love this kind of Brady.
Brady was humble because he was the Patriot way. He had to be humble.
Yeah.
Now what?
It's kind
humble.
I do strike that, but I love it. It's like I said.
I mean, it's nice to see him come out of his shell. It's nice to see him
Yeah, he's Daddy Belichick ain't lording over.
Let's see him actually have fun. It seems like he wasn't really having fun enough.
He was all professional and
Yeah, exactly.
Tell you what.
Yeah.
You're just like the elite, like the elitists and shit like that. Just like, oh yeah, we're good and this is our corporate business and it's not a football team.
It's big, man. It's getting big, especially it's a big year for sports.
Mm-hmm.
Especially LeBron brought it back for the Lakers the same year that Kobe passed away. That's huge.
That was fucking.
That's
on
huge.
Point.
Rest in peace, Kobe. That was huge, bro. That was massive.
Yeah, we lost Kobe, man. Yeah. And his daughter.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Kobe and Gigi, man.
That's fucked up. But and what did you think about that halftime show?
It was weird. I didn't feel like it was worth all the money that he said he spent on it.
$7 million.
Extra $7 million
Yes.
on top of whatever the NFL spent. I mean, I don't know, bro. I felt like it was just weird to me personally.
I love it. Like I said, when we watched this, we watched it that weekend. The first thing you said to me, I believe, you said this shit is like kind of demonic.
Because, dude, the shit started off with like some demon eye shit, and you're coming in from the screen far away, and you're like, "What the heck is going on?"
The red orchestra,
exactly.
The entire orchestra looked like something out of like a Disney Fantasia project. It was like these lording, like ominous figures.
I'm sure if you haven't seen it by now,
speaking in Latin,
but the shit is just—it's trippy, bro. It's a little trippy.
But yeah, no.
And then he went into the glass house, the mirror house thing, and he was just doing the whole, like, it was a trippy video. If you are on drugs, you'd be tripping out.
I can imagine. It was, I saw it like Alice in Wonderland, like going out of like the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
There was I like the art and what he was trying to present with it. I do see how people, because it's funny, because as we talked about the next day, I seen an article that actually said, yo, that's just demonic. No, a player tweeted like, yo, that's some demonic shit going on in the NFL or whatever. And
I'm sure I'm not the only person that thought that.
No. And then I saw articles come up about that. And I'm like, huh.
It's just the way it started. It's like,
whoa. Me and my other friend were laughing. We're like, oh, Matt, you're just overreacting. He's like, no, dude. And then I'm like sitting there, I'm just watching as like, I said, ooh. I'm like singing and I'm watching.
For the music, it just seems like.
And I'm going with the brainwash. I'm like, ooh. And then in the back of my mind, it's like, oh, that's really kind of creepy. I'm blinded by the lights.
It's like happy music, but you're like,
I can't feel
it's
it.
like dark and ominous. Like, yeah, it's like, really?
I was like, am I singing lyrics that's like to sacrifice, honoring our false
and then
Illuminati
it has this army on the freaking football field? Like, what is going on?
Oh, the red march.
Yeah.
I just think that was them with sticky stuff on their shoes to make Patrick Mahomes' O-line fall apart.
To fix the game.
Yeah. That was my own thing.
Tom Brady threw a couple million in there.
Like, there you go. Like, just add that to the 7. But,
yeah, man. It was entertaining, though.
Yeah, then,
I mean,
yeah.
I wish a Super Bowl game was more interesting. But,
well,
it is what it is.
It's like I said, never bet against Brady. I won good money that night. I was very happy with that. Yeah. But shit, getting back into this year, I mean, now, well, we've also had that whole madness with our capital that's something that I've been really wanting to talk about for a long since that whole thing happened. I'm like in shock. And then, but I'm not in shock to what happened. I was surprised that it did get to the level that how it got in and whatnot. But I gotta say, like, the things that, like, I've been seeing how our country's being kind of pushed and, like, how they've been policing, how Snowden's talking about pushing, kind of pushing, like, oh, they're monitoring us. I'm like, maybe they're monitoring us because of shit like that. Seeing how the cult mentality is now spreading through, like, groups, how quickly you can rally. Like, our Trump, like I said, Trump's got impeached again.
I'm not far monitoring you. I'm for it if you're doing something that warrants being monitored.
Right.
Like, if they want to monitor everyone, I'm not really for that. But if you're doing something that makes you suspicious and we have to monitor you, that's different.
Right. And I think that's where the small glaze. But you have these, like, for example, like with Reddit and Twitter, these formations of groups you can create. Like, you can have your Black Lives Matter.
Well, I'm sure there are like trigger. I'm sure the government have like trigger words or trigger things that comes up in their system if a certain group are using certain type of languages and things. I'm sure. I mean, I don't really know for sure, but I'm speaking hypothetically here. I would assume they have like some kind of like, something goes off in their system if people start using certain kind of language in certain groups. You know what I mean? I'm not sure that 24/7 looking at every group, because that would just be a lot of manpower and a lot of work.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
I could go through like 15 groups looking at Reddit. I mean, like,
Yeah, but to look through every group and every detail,
like the
every
comb
message,
through.
like it's a
Yeah.
lot, bro.
I mean, but you just go through like the hot,
That's what I'm saying. They probably have like keywords and key,
like what's
things
or
they look for,
trending.
I would imagine.
I'm pretty sure there's like trending topics.
Yeah.
Which message group has like the most hits? Like, okay, that's a hot topic. Then there's like 100. Like, you ever watch Threads on in Facebook? How it develops? Like it's usually nowadays it's the article, right? This is where I find most of the division, in terms of like in how these people are monitored and why people see it. You kind of label yourself instantly just the moment you bring an opinion, or even if you're trying to state a fact that people are going to kind of fact check you on or say fake news. But it starts in these threads where it's like, oh, a news article about this person did this, and then you immediately see so it immediately gets politics. Like, it could be a murder, but then it gets politicized just because of the race of a news article, and then you go into that. Well, this person, if some asshole says, oh well, if she did follow the law or did this, then it's this polarizing thought, and then you get the attacks and stuff like that. But then you have united groups that you're really just kind of bringing in their own stuff that they kind of bring in. Even I subscribe to some stuff like the socialist stuff that I've seen, or leftist stuff, or Dev stuff, and you see how the ideas and how the one side kind of like will say something blinding. They just get something that everyone's like, yeah, all right, and then everyone's basically sucking each other's dicks.
Well, that's one of the issues for me. That's one of the issues for me, especially when it comes to social media and stuff, is that they feed you only what you want to see, right? Mm-hmm. So you only, on your feeds, you only get thing that pretty much strokes your ego.
Right.
You only get feeds that stroke the things that it's not based on fact, it's not based on anything, it's just based on stuff that you potentially like.
Right.
So in that way, it kind of traps you in a box. So you don't really get to see what the other side is thinking. It's just giving you like-minded things that you like.
Correct.
So that's where you get those situations where, like, oh, you go into these groups and everyone's like, yeah, let's go, that's awesome, let's all do this. 'Cause they all think alike. They all follow the same type of shit.
But the thing is, though, you can find most of these people, we still get along with them, but because of this one little spark of our life that seems to label us entirely.
But people don't know how to separate these days.
Yeah, it's either you get your beer.
Well,
or
think
you're
about it. You
fucking
got to think about the culture,
But
right? You don't think about this. Like, people go back to people's old messages. They're like, oh, look what you said. This person could have been 18, 17, but look what you said. The person you were then is not the person that you are now. But they would still condemn you for what you said then. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, okay. What if there's action? Okay, I think there's there's the cancel culture where it's people are canceling someone from actions that was done that was now brought up later.
Depends on the action.
Like, I mean, if someone like had a weird level with women or something, like Josh Whedon.
That's to me that's different because
things
things what happen with women when it comes to stuff like that is scarring mentally to people's lives.
Correct.
Even for men, women doesn't matter, but it's scarring through people's lives. So that's not something that's different than just texting or saying something on Twitter that you might have said when you were younger, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
That's way different. And action is scarring for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
So you heard? Okay. So So I guess we're like in the term like the cancel culture that has developed, and right now that's the current argument. People, like we kind of canceled Trump, and that pissed off a lot of his supporters, his groups.
Yeah, I mean
through social media and the ideas, and then you have people get canceled for, like I said, molesting. So I guess the argument is there something? Is it like a level of cancel culture that for me saying something that I can easily apologize for in a second, oh, you know what? Hindsight is 2020. that was fucked up. I can apologize for that.
Well, yeah, and you should. You know what I mean? And you're like, yes.
I think there's levels.
Well, you should. My point is, you should be able to explain yourself without you being ousted. You know what I mean? You should
ousted,
be able to,
or like,
you should be able to defend yourself, or you should be able to at least, address the point, or show that you've grown, or show like, that you can't just be, oh, you said this 20 years ago, so that means, oh, you're the same person. You know what I mean? Some people get screwed. Some people lose jobs. Some people do a lot just because of that. Like, people go through, you could go through a lot in a year compared to 20 years. You could change a lot as a person. So you can't condemn that person without having them explain themselves first.
Well, okay, what if they stand by it, like, from then?
What if they stand by it? Then that's obviously different, and they deserve to be canceled.
Yeah, alright, so I don't think this guy could get, he's already dead, though, but Sean Connery, I likened it to a Sean Connery interview that he had with, like, Barbara Walters. Okay. And the original interview was where he said, like, I believe sometimes you gotta, like, smack your wife if she goes out of line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like straight.
That's some wild shit.
Yeah, and Barbara Walters like, excuse me. He's
like, old school. Like, wow.
Yeah, he did it in old James Bond movies. The film, the way.
So what were you saying? Like, if Sean Connery was alive right now,
would he get canceled?
He probably should be. That's wild, bro. Is he still smacking his wife? What is he doing?
He probably is.
No,
because the dude was he's dead now.
Well, obviously, and I don't mean to laugh. Rest in peace. But still.
No, it's just more because I'm laughing because I'm thinking about these James Bond scenes where he'd be like, oh. And then
that's what I'm saying. He came from that era. Those days they used to smack women.
Where fathers,
it's unfortunate.
Like the fathers would come home and be like, "Honey, all right, I'd love to have my dishes, and if it's not, or if my dinner's not ready, my dishes aren't washed, that
was a huge issue. Man, you're so beautiful and bad.
Yeah, they had the idea of the stick. Yeah. But what's fucked up was, so he went back on the Barbara Walters interview. Like years later, he's like much older, and she calls it. This is probably the first recount of like how someone brings up something.
She calls him out.
Yeah, because it was said on her interview, and so she's like, "Do you still feel this way?" And he could tell he kind of gets a little annoyed that she brings it up. But he coolly stands by. He's like, I stood by what my word was then, and it was done.
Well, yeah, he deserved to be ousted, bro.
Yeah, and she's just like, you don't feel like with the times, like, what? No.
Come here, that says a lot about your ego and the person.
Yeah, he did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Just didn't give a fuck.
So yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there are people that, like, what happens now when there's someone when you cancel and they're like still like fuck it, I don't give a fuck. That's who I am. Most of these guys recant or hide
some people
or disappear.
Cancel.
No,
Yeah.
I think there's certain levels to it. Or it'll come back to bite them in the ass.
Well, not to mention someone like Sean Connery been in the business so long. By that point, like it isn't even like.
Oh, what would he be broke?
Was canceled, exactly.
Like the dude did so many fucking movies.
Unfortunately, the only way would really hurt him if he went to jail or something, but. No one was going to arrest him for that. I don't know why, but he's obviously abusing his wife if he's saying smack. Like, I don't get it, but it is what it is.
He said, like, oh, they act up. That's how I put him in line. And I think there are people that do subscribe to that old ways. I think that they still do. And those are the people when they say, my point is he said his opinion, and he stuck by it. And, while like some people feel like he deserves it, there would be a whole list of people that says, well, that's his opinion, and as long as he isn't doing that, why should he lose his job? Which I'm likening to this girl.
You know he's not doing it. Like, that's a strong opinion.
I'm pretty sure he is doing it. He just literally said, "Nah, I stand by it." If she acts up.
So you tell me she never acted up? She definitely acted up
I
one
guess
time.
I'm pretty sure she did. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he probably feels the lesson is taught that he don't need to do it anymore.
Ridiculous.
That's like the controlling level and kind of psycho that this dude was. And Barbara, and like I said, but we're now to date in the culture. People, I'm looking at how people are fighting it. We have this woman got canceled with the chick from Star Wars. Gina
Oh
Carano.
yes,
Yeah, I'm pretty
yes.
sure like it's been all over our news
Yeah,
feeds. I can't.
I seen it. Yeah,
You
I
know,
seen it.
I liked one. I could like one page in Star Wars, and then I would get like 6 news articles from
Yeah,
just because of that. But yeah, it was all over. And the thing is, I feel this wasn't like a one article. It was many that she posted. It just kind of got out of line. I think it was regarding she was likening Republicans to Jews being ousted by their own neighbors. It was an opinion fact to a degree. Like it wasn't in a not necessarily true. Like it's just the idea that the extremity of
it's the wording, bro. It's the words.
yeah no
Pretty
they're
much like
compared they're putting themselves in comparisons to Jews,
yeah.
and that they're like in this like oh we're being like they're starting to feel like black people for like 30 minutes of their entire lifetime, and they're losing their shits. It's that's I really that's how I think is probably the best way to kind of put it. Like they feel like us. The shit that we've been experiencing for 400 years is now slipping on them, and that like I said, this is the reason why these motherfuckers went to storm the Capitol. Like we would never do this. We had like 400 years of living and of all the shit and all of that. We know that if we did what they did, it would not have been as peaceful or motherfuckers to be able to request to go on trips to Mexico after they've been charged for fucking breaking into the goddamn Capitol. You think that's gonna happen with us? Dude, no.
We would have been killed on the spot.
And this is and this is why I laugh at the cancel culture. These people, it's white privilege, and it's in its purest form, and yeah, some people should like feel guilty when they hear it, but no, like dude, it's everything you deny is just keeps being thrown in your face, and you're just like, oh God, it's this blessing. It's oh no, I'm not soft and weak or pampered by the system of life. Oh, don't tell me that. I want it, but don't tell me that.
You tell me I'm not getting a trophy. Don't tell me I'm losing. What?
Right. And it's not like dude, we're not in a war. We're just trying to it's about checks and balances. I feel that we've lost the idea of checks and balances. We're at a point where we have tolerance. We should be together. We should hold respect and tolerance of other people's ideas, religion, not belittle it at the first sight of it like it's different from me. Where is the tolerance that was being built from civil rights and all?
People feel like their box is the best box, bro.
Yes, but no, that's the thing. It's the
problem.
selfishness, and like I feel like you get the capitalism ideas that kind of bleed over into it, and of like I should be able to do this and I should be able to do that. Like until we're in a Walmart, that's when everyone is fine with shopping with their neighbors and whatnot. Until something gets slipped up, or someone has to be overly brazen about or wear their political beliefs on their fucking sleeve, like and if they have to throw it at you, like their ideas, that it's offensive in a way. Because that's not tolerance. That's just like, well, I'm going to wear my color louder than yours.
Politics just got way too personal.
Yeah, no, it creeps into everything.
Politics is there for us as society to get along, for us to, to help us, you know what I mean? Yeah, we all have our different ways of moving and different beliefs, but overall, as humans, we all want the same things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know why we take it so, like, that's why, I kind of hate politics in a way, especially when it comes to the whole Democrat, Republican, all that. Like, to me, it's all set up to divide us. It's all set up in a way to, like, separate one another, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I see views from both sides, personally. Like, I see views from both. As I grow older, I see views from both sides. I get wiser, I see white people fight their fight, you know what I mean? But the fact that they both hold on to this ideology and, like, just fight each other instead of seeing the points where they could coexist, it just pisses me off. Because, like, it's simple, it's easy, it's right there, but we make it difficult on ourselves. It's just really annoying.
And this is where, like, I think we've had a conversation about that, where you know, like, it's a, you have to, like, when you go out there, we all wear our masks. You know, like I said, like, I know for you, you have to withhold a lot of things when you deal with people, certain people that you deal with.
Oh yeah,
You know, we all have to, you know, we kind of bite our tongue. I feel like people have lost the promptness and the politeness of biting their tongue in certain instances.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, people feel like they could just say whatever and do whatever they can these days. But, like, I understand that people say things that get you upset and people do things that get you upset. But you also have to realize that people walk different. They don't walk the same life that you do.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to understand where they're at. So that means every battle that comes in front of you or everything that person says, it doesn't mean you have to say something back or challenge them on it. You just gotta understand, hey, they're at that place. You know, that's where they're at.
Right.
You know, and just leave it at that. You can't change everyone and you can't save the world. You gotta understand where certain people are at, or where certain people choose to be at. That's just it. It's up to you to not, you know, I don't know. People choose to be in a negative place, a negative fight over and over and over and over again.
Right.
You know, we live in a vast world. There's Asians, there's Russians, there's blacks, there's whites, there's everything.
Turkish.
So, like, why, like, I can't
Kurds.
condemn someone for living their way and I'm living my way. Like, I can't. Like, everyone's different. You choose to do what you do to best fulfill your life.
Yeah. But then you're like that old beef, like Palestine and Israel. That's
I
it.
want to get into that. That's like, you know, religion is almost
I was like, no, I don't want to.
religion's almost like politics. It's almost like the same thing, you know, like we could coexist without taking all that so personally. You know what I mean?
It's
like
two sides of a coin. It's always been that. That's why I just look at it like, man, it's just a form of like people like have loves, have like you can have a great knowledge and form of a certain book. People have great knowledge of fiction. Some people have great knowledge of history, historians, whatever. But they're the ones who get into religion and they realize we need that shit. People need.
no, religion's important.
Existential dread alone like creeps in like that echo. Like you can have only so much distractions before that echo of your mortality.
Dude, I love the Bible. The Bible could apply to whatever period you are in your life and whatever you're doing. It could apply to whatever.
Yeah.
You know, people tend to look at it. You can look at it whichever way you want to. It's an amazing book, but it also could be used as a weapon. You know what I mean? People use it to their advantage. People use it to manipulate. People use it to so it's tough, man. You gotta find your way, and you just gotta know.
I feel the same way with Richard Dawkins. I like the fucking. What was the last one with the selfish gene?
Mm-hmm.
That's like they go on the ideas of like why the idea where we want to find a mate. Why we're symbiotic beings, man. We got to be together. You can't. They even tell you like medically that if you're lonely, your chances of dying is 40%.
Well, yeah, your depression goes up.
Depression goes up. Yeah. Like
listen, when people hug each other, they release your body. Everything happens when you connect with other people. Your body release stuff. You get happier. You get lighter. Like it's just different compared to being alone. It's like you need people. You need them. That's just it. There's no way around it.
It's true.
People like to say they're loners, but you need someone. You're eventually gonna need someone.
Right. I mean, like shit. I know a lot of people who cope with loneliness by talking to themselves, and I think there's certain levels of it where it's not crazy. I think this is the crazy part of when people talk to themselves are like schizos, when you're like Gollum, like
where you have a whole nother personality you're talking to.
Yeah.
Not just talking to yourself.
Yeah, no, because I think we talk to ourselves all the time in our heads.
Yeah.
It's, how to calculate.
I mean, I remind myself of stuff,
Yeah.
Tell myself affirmations. I mean, I talk to myself shit.
It's just a good reminder.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's how much we crave the idea. And it's just so funny how division can happen in a lineup of people that really are so symbiotic in nature. We're they were like Venom and Eddie Brock. We need to be we are Venom. It has to be we. It's like I is like no good. It's
Yeah, that's why a great relationship always flourish.
Mm-hmm.
Because you become that.
Yeah, you're like two minds are alike.
Yeah,
You see eye to eye.
yeah.
Oh man, that's
They
the
always
greatest
do
feeling
great.
in the world. That is the greatest feeling in the world when you have someone
Yeah.
that is.
Because you're stronger. You're stronger than being just that individual person on your own.
Yeah.
It's you're way, even having a family, you feel tough. Like, you just feel stronger. Like when growing up and you had your whole family in your house, it's just a strong, like,
oh yeah,
my whole family's here. Like,
confidence is because you know
exactly.
your back.
Exactly.
Like you can be who you are because you got someone who's already accepted you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll also
it's like your clan. You need your clique. Your, even your boys, whatever the case may be.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just insane that we don't get that. We are just we let these corporate lines and like all this made up ideologies to just ruin so much like great things that we have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy they could be a Trumper that I'm super cool with. We love football. We probably have a lot of music in common. Believe
Everything
it or not.
else, you guys love video games. You guys love freaking comic books. You guys probably love all the same shit, but the only difference is that.
Yeah,
but for some reason that means we should hate each other. No, it doesn't mean we should hate each other. It just means on that specific view, we have a different take. That's all.
Right.
I mean, people should be able to accept that. But we don't really live in a place like that. People take it to heart.
It's true. Well, on that note, peace and love.
Yeah, man. Peace and love.
That's all you really need.
Peace and love.
Shit.
Accept each other, man. Say hi to someone.
Say hi to your mama. Hi, mama. I love you.
Word. Hi, mama.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, this has been,
listen with us.
been a great return.
Yeah.
It's been a great return. And
we're going to have more for you guys, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to have a lot more breakdowns and more specific title. This is our return.
Like return opening, so we just kind of, we're just kind of vibing with you guys.
Get an amalgamation of all our topics in the future.
But we got you guys for sure.
And until next time.
Yeah, thank you guys for enjoying this moment with us.
Peace, love, and soul.
Peace, love, and soul.
Cheers. And that's how we do it.